This question here, number 8, says factorize. Factorization, whenever you factorize, prepare to divide and subtract powers. Whenever you expansion, prepare to multiply and add powers. Not every time you might have to subtract powers because we did not subtract powers here, but you must divide. You must divide. Not all times you will subtract powers, but you must divide. For expansion, you must multiply. Not all times you will add powers. Here we expanded and we did not add powers. So expansion means you must multiply, and sometimes you will add powers. You will add exponents, just like how we did there. Sometimes you will add exponents, and sometimes you may not. But you must multiply. And with factorization, you must divide. Sometimes you may subtract powers, sometimes you may not. This example for number 7, we did not subtract powers. But number 8 now, we're going to subtract powers because x is appearing. Let's create an example like it. Let's take, for example, you have 5x to the power of 2 minus 20x. Slightly different from this example. Bear in mind, you can even create your open close bracket. You don't have to create one left bracket. Your final answer must have a pair of brackets. Must have brackets. So you can even put it on the get-go. And in front of the left bracket, you must put the coefficient. What you're going to multiply and divide by. Now, you look at the coefficients, you look at the numbers, the 5 and the negative 20. That's a 5 and a negative 20. What is the highest common factor between 5 and negative 20? A number, the highest one that can go into both of them without a remainder. 1 for sure is a common factor, but it's not the highest. Actually, it's the lowest. The highest common factor between 5 and negative 20 is 5. So you write down the 5. Now you look at the letters now to see if they are common. 5x squared has an x, minus 20x has an x. You're repeating x twice, so x is common. Now with the common letter now, you have to look for the one with the lowest power. It is the highest common factor. The letter with the lowest power, it is the common factor. It can go into both of them without a remainder. You see like how 5 smaller than the 20. So you have to look at the smaller x, if you want to put it that way, the smaller x. You have 2 x's to deal with, x squared and an x to the 1. The smaller one. X. So when you have letters to compare, put out of the bracket the smaller one. Once it is common. So that is what we have to divide by. This is what we have to divide by. We have to divide by 5x. We have to divide by 5x. We have to divide by 5x. Because I purposefully put in the division happening there. So what you put outside there is that's what you have to divide by. It's 2 of them, it's 2 of them. And what comes up there? 5x squared. What comes up there? The 20. No, 20x, sorry. No, this is x to the 1. This is 5x to the 1. If you don't see a power, then there's an invisible 1. So now we have to divide and subtract powers. Five into 5 goes once. And you have to subtract 2, subtract 1. 5 into 5 goes once. So you don't have to write the 1. And 2, subtract 1 is 1. So you have an x to the 1. You don't have to write the 1. So that 5 divided by 5, look at an invisible 1 there. And 2 minus 1, look at an invisible 1 there. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So the x's cancels out there. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. I repeat, 1 minus 1 is 0. That's 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. X to the 0 is 1. 5 into 20 equals, or 5 into negative 20 equals negative 4. And verify, if you multiply it back to see if you get back what you started with. 5x times x is 5x squared, because 1 plus 1 is 2. Powers plus powers. And 5 times a negative 4 is a negative 20, and x negative 20x. Factorization, divide, and subtract powers. Must divide. Sometimes you'll be subtracting powers.